Fritz the Frog's Valentine's Day Surprise. Fritz the Frog loved Valentine's Day more than any other day of the year. Not because of chocolates or fancy gifts, frogs didn't eat chocolate anyway, but because it was a day to show kindness, friendship, and love. And there was nothing Fritz loved more than making others happy. This year, Fritz had the perfect plan. He wanted to surprise all of his friends at Lily Pond Lake with handmade Valentine's gifts. He didn't want to just say Happy Valentine's Day and be done with it. He wanted each of his friends to feel special and loved. So, as the first golden rays of the sun stretched over the treetops, Fritz hopped out of bed, stretched his little froggy legs, and got right to work. He started by searching the pond for the prettiest flower petals he could find, soft pinks, deep reds, and bright yellows. Carefully, he scooped them up and placed them in a woven leaf basket. Then he hopped over to the riverbank, where smooth, round stones sparkled in the water. He picked out the shiniest ones, knowing some of his friends loved collecting treasures. Finally, he gathered soft cattail fluff and found a few heart-shaped lily pads floating near the shore. "This is going to be the best Valentine's surprise ever," he said, grinning as he stacked his supplies neatly. Now it was time to deliver his gifts. First, he hopped over to Benny the Beaver's dam. Benny was always busy building and fixing things, making sure everyone had safe places to cross the pond. Fritz left a heart-shaped lily pad and placed a small, smooth pebble on top, just the right size for Benny to keep in his workshop. Next, he climbed up Sally the squirrel's favorite tree. Sally loved collecting treasures, so Fritz arranged a little bundle of shiny pebbles near the entrance of her cozy tree hollow. He knew she'd be thrilled to add them to her collection. For Miss Wren, the kindest bird in the whole forest, he carefully arranged a beautiful display of flower petals right outside her nest. "She'll love these," he whispered happily before hopping away. One by one, Fritz left small surprises for each of his friends, making sure that when they woke up, they'd have a special Valentine's Day treat waiting for them. By the time the sun began to dip toward the horizon, Fritz had finished his deliveries and hopped to his favorite rock by the water's edge. He watched as the ripples danced on the surface of the pond, feeling warm inside knowing he had made his friend's day a little brighter. But as he sat there, a tiny frown tugged at the corners of his mouth. In all his excitement to make gifts for his friends, he had forgotten something. He hadn't made anything for himself. He glanced at the water and sighed. He had used up all the flower petals, all the smooth pebbles, and even the heart-shaped lily pads. "Oh well," he said softly. "At least my friends will be happy. That's what matters most." Just as he was about to hop home, he heard a rustling in the bushes behind him. Then came the soft plop, plop, plop of little feet moving closer. "Fritz! Fritz! Come quick!" Fritz turned around to see Benny, Sally, Miss Wren, and a whole bunch of other pond friends gathered near the shore. "Come with us," Benny called, waving his big, flat tail excitedly. Fritz blinked in surprise but quickly followed his friends to a large, flat rock near the center of the pond. When he saw what was waiting for him, his mouth fell open in shock. Before him was the most wonderful Valentine's surprise he had ever seen. Sally had carefully arranged a heart-shaped pile of the shiniest acorns she could find. Benny had carved a small wooden heart with Fritz's name on it, the edges smooth and polished. Miss Wren had woven a beautiful flower necklace, just like the one Fritz had left for her earlier in the day. Even the little turtles had worked together to spell out, "Thank you, Fritz," using tiny pebbles on the ground. Fritz's big froggy eyes grew even wider. You did all this for me?" he asked, his voice full of wonder. "Of course we did," Miss Wren chirped. "You always make us feel special, Fritz. Now it's your turn to feel loved." Fritz felt warmth spread through his heart. He had never expected anything in return, but his friends had shown him just how much they appreciated him. As the moon rose over Lily Pond Lake, the friends sat together laughing, sharing treats, and enjoying the best Valentine's Day ever. And as Fritz snuggled onto his favorite lily pad that night, he smiled, knowing a very important truth. When you share kindness and love, it always finds its way back to you. The end. Fritz the Frog's friends showed him something very important. Kindness and love always come back to us when we share them with others. Whether it's a small gift, a kind word, or just spending time with the people we care about, every little act of love makes the world a happier place. So today, let's be like Fritz and spread kindness to our friends and family. Happy Valentine's Day.